Who's ready for day one of Leafpool's week? I certainly am. Man, I'm so sorry that the speed paints have been a bit sporadic in coming out these last few weeks. My sister and I have been quite busy with planning new episodes of The Unknown Flame and scripting Warrior Cat episodes as well. And the two of us have had so much fun these last 6 months, making speed paints pretty much every day. We've done almost 200. But as you can imagine, it's a bit overwhelming at times. So for right now, we're cutting back to doing 3 speed paints a week, in hopes that in doing this we'll have more time to focus on making episodes. So the way this will work is for more important characters like Leafpool, she'll have 2 weeks, with 6 speed paints in total. And the speed paints will come out on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And smaller characters would just have 1 week with 3 speed paints. But yeah, that's the plan for now, and we'll try to stick to it. Oh, and thanks so much for 80,000 subscribers! It's amazing to think that there are so many of you guys out there supporting our channel. We really appreciate it. Well, alright, back to day 1 of Leafpool. The scene that my sister Rachel's going to be drawing today is of Squirrel Paw and Leaf Paw's special sister connection, which sounds a little confusing. I'll let Leaf Paw explain it. This scene is on pages 39 through 40 of Midnight.
Squirrel Paw's upset, Leaf Paw remarked, watching her sister leave the medicine cat's clearing with a twig of mousebile clenched in her jaws.
She deserves to be. Cinderpelt glanced up from counting the jupiter berries.
She spoke firmly, though not unsympathetically.
If an apprentice thinks they can go off by themselves without telling any cat, then where would we be?
I know. While Leaf Paw prepared the mousebile, she had listened to her sister raging on about how unfair the punishment was. Squirrel Paw's anger churned deep within Leaf Paw's belly, as if the air in the camp was water, and her sister was sending ripples of cold frustration into the medicine cat's den. Ever since they were tiny kids, they had always known what the other was feeling. Leaf Paw remembered how her fur tingled with excitement when Squirrel Paw was made an apprentice, and how her sister had been unable to sleep on the night that Leaf Paw had been apprenticed as a medicine cat at the Moonstone. Once, she had felt an excruciating pain in her paw, and limped around the camp from sun-high until sunset, until Squirrel Paw returned from a hunting patrol with a thorn driven deep into her pad. Leaf Paw shook her head as if she had a burr clinging to her pelt, trying to push away her sister's emotions and concentrate on her task of sorting yarrow leaves.
That's pretty interesting that these two sisters have this special connection. It's kind of like a twin thing, where they can sense what each other is feeling. It's cool because it's one of the first times we see powers, other than Firestar's ability to see into the future and his visions that he has, and just a normal warrior cat. I mean, I know Leaf Paw becomes a medicine cat, but Squirrel Paw has the ability too, and she's just a warrior. This power will certainly come in handy later when many miles separate these two sisters, and they'll need each other's help. I'll read this next scene to you. It's on pages 142 through 146 of, also, Midnight. Brambleclaw picked up the strong, familiar scent of a ThunderClan cat. Then the branches of a nearby bush quivered and parted to reveal Leaf Paw? The two sisters stood rigid for a moment, their gazes locked together.
Then Leaf Paw padded forward and set down the packet of herbs she was carrying at Squirrel Paw's feet. I brought you some traveling herbs, she murmured. You're going to need them.
Brambleclaw stared from her to Squirrel Paw. I thought you said you hadn't told any cat. His voice was loud with outrage. How does she know? You've been lying to me?
I have not, Squirrel Paw spat. No, she hasn't, Leaf Paw's gentler voice added. But she didn't need to tell me anything. I just knew. That's all.
Brambleclaw shook himself. You mean you know everything? He asked, about the dreams and the journey to the Sundrown place?
Leaf Paw turned her serious gaze on him, and he saw unhappiness and bewilderment in the depths of her eyes. No, she meowed. Only that Squirrel Paw was going away. She hesitated, closing her eyes briefly. And there will be great danger.
A pang of pity for her stabbed through Brambleclaw, sharp as a thorn. But he knew he could not afford to give in to it. He had to know what Leafpaw had done with this knowledge. Who else knows? He demanded roughly. Have you told your father?
No!
The flash of anger in Leafpaw's eyes suddenly made her look very much like her sister.
I wouldn't tell on Squirrelpaw, not even to Firestar. She wouldn't, Brambleclaw, Squirrelpaw added.
Brambleclaw nodded slowly.
I almost wish I had, Leafpaw went on, bitterness in her voice. Perhaps I could have stopped it all and kept you here. Squirrelpaw, do you really have to go? I must. This is the most exciting thing that's ever happened to me. Don't you see? It's a command from StarClan. So it's not like we're going against the warrior code. She began pouring out to Leafpaw the whole story of Brambleclaw's dreams and the meeting with the cats from the other clans. Leafpaw listened, her eyes widening in dismay.
Brambleclaw fidgeted from paw to paw, acutely aware of the passing time as daylight strengthened.
But you don't need to go, Leafpaw wailed when Squirrelpaw had finished. You haven't been chosen. Well, I'm not going back. I can't seem to do anything right as far as Firestar's concerned. Did you know that he told me that I might not even be fit to be a warrior? Well, I'll show him whether I'm fit or not.
Brambleclaw glanced at Leafpaw. She knew as well as he did how useless it was to argue with Squirrelpaw when she had made up her mind. There was something else, too, in Leafpaw's amber eyes, a hint of trouble, as if she knew more than she was telling.
But you might not come back. Leafpaw's voice shook,
and Brambleclaw was reminded even more forcibly, as well as the medicine cat, that Leafpaw was Squirrelpaw's sister.
What will I do without you? I'll be okay, Leafpaw.
Brambleclaw was amazed at the gentleness of Squirrelpaw's voice, and the way that she pressed her muzzle comfortingly against her sister's side.
I've got to go. You see that, don't you? Leafpaw nodded. And you won't tell anyone where we've gone?
Squirrelpaw pressed.
I don't know where you're going, and neither do you, Leafpaw pointed out. But no, I won't say anything. Just remember that Firestar does love you. He has things on his mind that you know nothing about. Now, take these herbs and go. Squirrelpaw dabbed at the packet of herbs, dividing them between herself and Brambleclaw. As they gulped down the bitter-tasting leaves, Leafpaw looked on, her eyes huge and somber. Even if you don't have a medicine cat with you, you can still find herbs as you go along. Don't forget marigold for wounds, and tansy for coughs, and juniper berries for a bellyache. And borage leaves are best for a fever, if you can find any.
She sounded as if she was trying to pass the whole of her training in the moment she had left.
We won't forget, Squirrelpaw promised. She finished the last mouthful of herbs and swiped her tongue across her mouth. Come on, Brambleclaw.
Goodbye, Leafpaw, Brambleclaw meowed. You and the rest of the clan, take care. If trouble is really coming to the forest, we might not be back in time to help fight it.
That's in the paws of StarClan, Leafpaw agreed sadly. I'll do my best to be ready, I promise.
And don't worry about Squirrelpaw, Brambleclaw added. I'll look after her.
And I'll look after him.
Squirrelpaw flashed him a challenging look before padding up to her sister and touching noses with her.
We will come back, she murmured. Leafpaw dipped her head, sadness clouding her eyes.
As Brambleclaw headed for Fortress, he glanced back to see her watching them. As he raised his tail in a gesture of farewell, she turned swiftly, and the undergrowth swallowed her up. Aw, I love this scene! Leafpaw is so sweet to her sister, trying to remind her that Firestar loves her, as well as giving her and Brambleclaw some traveling herbs and some knowledge that'll hopefully help them on their journey. I'd love to hear in the comment section down below what you think of Leafpaw agreeing to keep this secret of where Squirrelpaw went, even from Firestar. Do you think that was a good sister move, or would it have been better for Firestar to have known? Let me know what you think down below. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's drawing and theory. Make sure to check out the video on the side of our last speed paint. And click that subscribe button and little bell icon so that you can always be notified when we upload, so that you can be part of #EarlyClan. Down below in the description will be links to our eBay and Etsy stores, where cool merch items are available for purchase. Alright guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you soon for the next speed paint. Bye-bye!